New Year's Eve wasn't turning out the way I had planned. A coworker had invited me to a singles party at her church, and I thought that was a good way to meet chicks, so I accepted. That day, though, Oklahoma City had 5 inches of ice fall on the streets. My coworker's roommate called and said she didn't like to drive on ice, so she asked if I could take her. I said sure. When I got to the house, the roommate wasn't ready yet, so the other roommate answered the door. She had bronchitis, so her nose was red, her hair was mussed, her voice reminded me of an angry goose, and she was wrapped up in a blanket. I thanked her for letting me in, then waited on the couch for the other roommate to get ready. She finally was, so we drove to the party, which was a dud. Nobody knew me or talked to me, and I felt completely out of place. The roommate decided to go home with my coworker, so I decided to wait until after midnight, and then I left. I did start attending services at my coworker's church, and 2 weeks later, the third roommate, Ronda, walked into the evening service. She was over her bronchitis, she had a sweet voice, and was very beautiful. I watched every step she took as she walked to her seat near me. It was love at second sight. The group was going out to Shotgun Sam's Pizza after church, and we were all going. But Rhonda had an on again, off again boyfriend who was arguing with her in the sanctuary. She was obviously embarrassed and uncomfortable. I walked up to her and asked quietly, "If we walk out of here together, will he leave you alone?" She said, "I don't know, let's see." So we walked out together, and he left her alone for a few hours. We started talking. We started talking on the phone, and on Valentine's Day, I asked her to be my Valentine with a jigsaw puzzle she had to put together. She said yes. The next day, we got engaged, and we were married 3 months to the day from when we first met. All her friends and the members of the church singles group tried to convince Rhonda that this was all happening too quickly, that it won't last. Each had their own version of how long we should date before we got engaged and how long of an engagement was required before getting married. Our pastor indicated he thought we were rushing things, but wouldn't try to talk you out of it. Rhonda's mom complained that we didn't even give her enough time to print invitations. We said we understood, but when you know, you know. And we also believe that marriages survive because of commitment, not necessarily due to following a prescribed schedule. We had a beautiful wedding without a honeymoon and then moved to Fort Worth so I could go to seminary. It wasn't easy, but we worked hard at it. And it all started New Year's Eve, December 31st, 1984. Ironically, our 41 years of marriage eclipses the marriages of many of our well-meaning friends. When you know, you know. Thank you and have a great day.